Welcome back to the Comic Stand with me, TheMrDarkPhoenix, and of course my good hanging buddy there, Spider-Man. This week we're going to tackle a topic of great importance because we're talking about Arrow, and we're talking about Colton Haynes, aka Roy Harper, aka Speedy, aka Red Arrow, and so on and so forth. Because I'm now caught up. I started watching it last month before before season 2 came on. I didn't watch the first season because I wanted to watch it as a whole. I wanted to watch it in bulk. And I finally did, and I love the show. So what better way to bring you guys moments of the show versus my Arrow theories featuring Speedy / Roy Harper. So let's just get right into it because I really like the characters going. I like the way the characters are going in the show, and I really like that stuff. So what better way to do it than to bring you guys how I think of how he goes in the show. Since Oliver calls Thea Speedy all the time, which is like kind of like an homage to it. And now that Roy's introduced and that's, they're dating, that's his girlfriend or whatever, I kind of get the feeling that Thea may die in the series, and as an homage and as honor to her, Roy's going to call himself Speedy to remember her. Kind of seems like that's really the theory that's going on right now, because it seems like she can't be alive and he let him be called Speedy, because then she'll catch it. She'll be like, you called me Speedy, but he's named Speedy, and oh my god, because Thea's not that stupid. Thea would catch on to something like that, but like I said, I think Thea's going to die sometime this season, and Roy's going to be so upset that he's going to go to Oliver and say, hey, I want you to call me Speedy, or maybe he'll call himself something else, but I'm pretty sure Speedy's the way he's going to go, because it will be too early to call him Red Arrow, so I'm pretty sure they're probably going to go the direction of Speedy, so we'll have to see where it goes from there, but that's just my main theory about it. Have to see from there. Roy's Speedy costume is probably either going to be an homage to the original. I think the original should be mentioned or at least worn at least once when they're going through things for him to wear. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be like Oliver's costume with the red leather gloves, the red makeup over his eyes, and like a hood. Or maybe he won't have a hood, but I'm pretty sure he will, just to hide his secret identity, because hoods and makeup do that, like a mask or a curl and glasses, like Superman. But I think that's how the costume is going to be, honestly. I think that would be really cool that he has red arrows, and then that sparks more of a joke where it's like, green arrows, the black arrows, and now red ones. So that'd be cool. I would like to see that. And whether or not he'll be a sidekick in the middle of the season more officially, we know now he's like the helper. He's like the eyes and ears in the glades, and he helps out the vigilante, but something's going to have to happen where it's going to be more than just like, my helper, I need you, versus like Oliver's going to be in trouble and he's going to need him to save him of sorts, if that makes sense. Like, he's going to be knocked out, or he's going to need someone to like throw an arrow or something. He's going to be the one to do it, and then he's going to say, wow, maybe I should take you under my wing or whatever. But like I said, it could be anywhere in the season. It's probably going to be at the end of it, and I'm going to be upset because that means I'm going to have to wait until next September to see him as the official Speedy. But that'll bring up the hype, and we can start the hype now if we want, because why not? I'm already saying it, so we can bring it up from there. Roy's special, not power, but ability of sorts, that he can turn anything into a weapon. So I feel like once he's been trained more, once we discover that, it would be a lot better to see him do a lot of weapon-based fights with a lot of things. He can do something unspeakable to you with a fish stick, or kill you with a piece of paper, or like a dust bunny or something. And why not? Why not introduce that ability? Because it's a really good ability to have. Prompting the duo, once, let's say it starts in season 2, season 3, they're going to be Green Arrow and Speedy, the two of them. So that's going to prompt more of duo-based villains for them to fight, because they can't just keep fighting one-on-one villains now, because even with other characters when they get a sidekick, everything is going to be 2-on-2 now versus 1-on-1. So some villain choices they could use, since I'm not sure where the direction they're going to go with Slade, but I'm pretty sure he's going to come back because it's Slade Wilson, so he's not going to stay dead. So we're just going to leave it at that. But, if they play their cards right, and I think they could introduce Slade and Ravager, which would be really great to see Ravager's live action appearance, and it'll be great to see them go up against Arrow and Speedy, or even they could introduce Jericho also. But I don't see Jericho really having. Maybe they can introduce either one or both. The Slade kids Slade and Jericho, but they never really team up like Slade and Ravager do. Maybe they can introduce Ravager and Jericho. I don't know, but you know, Slade is obviously going to come back either later on this season as an enemy or next season. We still have to go back to the flashbacks to see exactly how that's going to happen, but that's just one suggestion that I would love. I would love to see Ravager live action. I would just love to see that, and him and her take on each other. So we can see how that goes. Wrath and Scorn. Granted, they were villains on the Batman animated series, and they were Wrath was based off Catman, but it was basically like a Batman and Robin thing for, you know, Batman and Robin. It was Wrath and Scorn and Batman and Robin, but we can have like a Wrath and Scorn on this show because now, like I said, we'll need dual personality, and we're going to have to need some difficult enemies, and basically Scorn versus Speedy is something I'd like to see because I want to see like Roy get down and dirty and fight and all this other stuff, and you know, of course Arrow's going to fight regardless, so having someone like Wrath on the show would be good, because then we could have more capes. Who's like to fight a cape versus a hood? I want to see that fight, so why not? Tweedledee and Tweedledum would definitely be a funny little thing to add. I can just imagine the laughs now, but they would either revamp their look or keep them the way they are, because you know, you would pretty much have to, but like I said, that'd be good. And last but not least, the Trigger Twins. Two undead cowboys that come back to life. Like I said, they're two. Roy and Speedy. Roy and Speedy Oliver. Green Arrow and Speedy. Roy Harper make two. So that's how it works with that. They could also introduce maybe the Kabuki twins from another Batman animated series, but probably not. Maybe they would just create dual personalities. But due to the most recent episode where they mentioned Raj Al Ghul, my other theory will kick in now. Because I made this list before I saw this episode, just because I thought that they were going to confirm this. But with Raj Al Ghul being mentioned, now we have access to the Lazarus Pit. And the Lazarus Pit means that in Season 3, we could see the Merlins come back. Both Tommy and his father. Even though I don't think I don't think his father's dead, but either way you look at it, who better to take on the Vigilante and his sidekick than the Black Archer and his new Merlin sidekick, and wait till Oliver finds out Tommy came back to life. I know, I should stand back because you're so hyped right now from all that news. I gotta give you a minute to breathe, but the show must go on. We have to check some stuff, so we have to go through with that. And of course, we can't leave Roy single in the love department. We gotta give him some love interest here. How about Roy's old famous fling Cheshire, who could be introduced as both an assassin and love interest for him, and why not? Because Roy has to have missions on his own where he fights things on his own, right? He's got to bone and walk on his own 2 feet and his one eye. You'll get the joke if you're just as nasty as I am. And let's not forget that Roy had a brief fling with Huntress in the comic books. So how much tension do you think that would cause between him and Oliver if they find out they bang the same chick? Already thinking of the tension already, which can't be good. And like I said, that's pretty bad, isn't it? I'm still stuck on my Merlin's theory. Prepare for Merlin trouble and make it double. When two black arrows unite against one common foe, because why not? Lazarus Pit. But thank you guys so much for joining me here for the Comic Stand. This has been Spider-Man and Mr. Dark Phoenix here. If you have any other theories or anything else you'd like to say, please comment down below in the crotch bar and give me a big thumbs up and share this video with all your Arrow friends, because I know you guys are awesome. I know you're going to like this video. But thank you guys so much. I'm going to be back next week with more of the Comic Stand, talking about various news and topics and my opinion on certain things in our favorite comic book world. But don't forget to stay tuned next week, and don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and always remember to geek out and enjoy your lives.